Trying to see how to work this.
Man.
Cool. So
Hey, Saturday is on, man.
Oh, Saturday? Cool, I'll be there.
Yeah, man. I'm a girl, house party strippers, all that, man.
Chill out, fam. So I got Tay and I got Naya.
I'm here.
Cool. Y'all want to show video? Let me see. I don't know why I ain't got the video.
Ricky Josh.
Oh, there we go. See Tay.
Let's go.
Let's just start a video. Cool. All right, cool. So we're going to... Naj, you want to share a video or you good?
I thought I was sharing. I don't care. I like your backdrop, but I don't care if I share my video. And how do I do that if I do?
It just say ask to start video. So I guess I asked and it said you'll start.
You click on the screen and do it too, though.
Here we go. Cool. All right, well, nonetheless, welcome to Husky Jefe's Book Club. I am not a professional at this, but I did want to read this book. Have both of y'all read the book or?
Man, I read some of that book. I jumped into another one. Similar.
I started reading last year.
You said last year you read it? All right, cool.
I started last year, and then a whole bunch of mess started, and then I stopped.
Cool. Well, as far as the beating goes, all I did, I formulated a couple questions, and I'm going to ask the questions. I don't mind answer, jump right in. And after we done with the questions, that should be probably the end of the meeting. Just simple. Cool?
Sure.
So the first question is for everybody, even myself. First question is, what's your personal interest or gain from reading this book? I'll start. My personal gain, why did I pick up the book, was simply because I feel like women go through a lot. As far as my wife, she go through her cycles and stuff like that. So it's kind of like I want to know what can I do to help or encourage her to stay, on the straight and narrow. So that's my personal interest again while I'm reading this book. Naja?
Okay, well, my attraction to the book was pretty much to understand myself fully. Like I know everything that I've been through, gone through, but it's just the simple fact that sometimes there's like a piece of me that's missing and I don't know why. But then again, it's pretty much I have to be connected, and I feel like I'm not fully connected. I'm connected to like my people, but I'm not like connected, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Hey, it makes sense to me. What about you, Tay?
Well, I mean, Josh, like where I'm at with my change. I don't want to say change, but just spiritual growth and understanding of Black people a little better. The first page of the book sets the tone. So when you ask what drew me in, I'm already into that type of stuff, but it also elevates the consciousness of the man to understand how important the woman is, specifically the Black woman. Mm-hmm. So anything dealing with a Black woman reconnecting herself with not only her people, but just her spiritual origin, I'm going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? The book itself looks cool, but I tend to pick up 3 or 4 of those things at once and start reading all of them and just taking bits and pieces from them and seeing the similarities.
Cool. Like that. So question number 2 I got for everybody, or somebody between you two. What is the proper spelling of the motherland?
Which, well, oh, well, hold on now, because, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's the ladies first.
Oh, no.
No. Because I'm telling you, I don't know. So go ahead.
Well, through my research and understanding, Brother Gray, not only is there more than one type of spelling, I would definitely have to ask, when you say motherland geographically, what you're speaking about. But I've seen it spelt without the C. I've seen it spelt with this, where the K replaces the C. I've seen and heard it pronounced way different than how we pronounce it as blacks in America. And I've also heard other countries within the continent that we call Africa referenced as the motherland, because when you do some research scientifically and geographically, the landmass itself wasn't just one big piece, or hasn't always been one big piece, or has been connected or wasn't connected. That's just something deeper. But yeah, there's several. I mean, even if you talk about the dialect or the language they use over there, they're going to have a different spelling.
Right. So
which is the reason why I said I don't know how to spell it or how to pronounce it, because there's so many.
Yeah, it's true. As it pertains to the book, the proper spelling that we're gonna stick with for this book: Afrika.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. So moving along, next question we have: as it pertains to spirituality and religion, which is more important to your being? So that question, I'll start. I believe in spirituality. Because I feel like you can still be spiritual, and just reading this first chapter, it kind of bagged my mindset. Like, you can't be spiritual without the aspects of, not to offend anybody that goes to church and all that stuff, but you can be spiritual and know of God, of the Creator, and still go through
right there.
So spirituality in my book, it weighs a little bit more heavy. It weighs heavier than religion.
Please don't mess this up, because if you mess it up, I'm gonna get mad, and I don't want to get mad. I had a good day today.
What about you?
Who'd you say?
I was like, spirituality versus religion.
No, I heard you. I thought you just said talking to somebody.
Oh, my bad. I'm trying to parent and listen too. Sorry.
It's all good.
Okay. Say that again. Sorry.
So it's just
I heard your answer. I just didn't hear the question.
So the question was spirituality and religion. Which one is more important to your being?
Spirituality.
Got a reason why?
I mean, that's pretty much who we listen to anyway, to get our guidance, help, advice. So religion really don't play a part from what I'm
experiencing.
Yeah.
Yes, experiencing. There we go. Yeah. So I mean, cause I always said, like, they say go to church to pray, but if the temple is, I mean, if we can just pray at home and this is our temple, then why do we have to leave our home to pray?
Ooh, spark some interest. What you got, Tay?
Just thought.
I mean, Josh, man, we've had these. I love this, man. I definitely have to say that too. I love where you're going with this. Obviously, Josh, because you know me, religion. If you ask me which one is more significant, I'm gonna say spirituality is always going to be and always has been more significant. The definition or the context of religion as we know it isn't even really religion. I think that first chapter kind of dispels what we think or what we're taught as Black people we come from or what we believed in. And when you start reading and researching things like that, that question becomes easy to answer. And you started off with your answer, Josh, by saying it basically kind of where you're going toward wanting to learn more about you and your people. You start to see the differences in what we're taught, and I call it differences because somebody else could call it false, but the differences and how you learn. But spirituality for me, because again, Nadia gave a great point of the physical aspect of it. But when you start looking at it, when you say spirituality, the root word is spirit, and that's something that's everlasting. So religion is, in my opinion, something that is never will be everlasting. It's just something that always has been around.
Cool. I like it. Y'all turn it up, man. Next question. As it pertains to the Kemetic Nubians, were they monotheistic or polytheistic?
Say that again, Josh.
I'm sorry. As it pertains to the Kemetic Nubians, were they monotheistic or polytheistic?
Can you define those two words?
Monotheistic.
I know them. I'm just wanting you to, yeah.
So monotheistic is the belief in one God or the creator, and polytheistic is like multiple gods. And
you're going in and out, so I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's why I want him to do that too, Nadia. I can kind of hear it a little bit.
Her name Naja, boy.
But whatever. Hey, man, she know what I meant. My bad, man.
Nadia, I know.
It looked like an eye on there, though. That's what cut it. I said, damn, is that a name?
I was just asking, were the Kemetic Nubians, were they monotheistic or polytheistic?
I want to go first on that.
Josh, you're going to have to move around.
Can you hear me?
Man on that charter Wi-Fi.
Nah, I'm finna see if I can get this to pull up on my phone, too.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear y'all good, but...
Yeah. Well, while you work on that, I'm going to answer that. I mean, I'm into all of that, man. I love that stuff. And it really depends, because history is also like the recollection of events, people, information, literature. You can read somewhere where they're mono, you can read somewhere else where they're poly. I think that if you go toward or research or try to follow toward the premise or foundation of one tribe you're talking about, because Cometians and anyone in that area of Africa, man, it's thousands, millions of people that come from different stocks and pedigrees. So if you ask me personally, what do I think? I think they had a central idea of what they believed in. I wouldn't say who, but if a person references who, it has to be determined that they understand that the person they're talking to isn't someone actually physical, someone you can touch, hug, kiss. But that doesn't mean either that it's someone that is mythological.
Yeah.
Like we're in modern religions.
Cool.
You have your phone up?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear
you. I can hear you.
You hear me better? Anyway.
Josh.
So, your answer was, I'm sorry. It
depends. Because history is going to show us. Now, if you asking me what I think, I'm going to say mono, only because I've done my own independent research about understanding words and referencing these words and what they mean. Just literally, if you say one versus many, it just depends on how you've done your research.
Right.
My independent answer is mono.
Okay, so we're gonna debunk this a little bit more, because it was kind of, I would say it was kind of puzzling, but I was with I don't know. So, Naja, the next question I'll say is, when they said balance as far as it pertains to the creator, what did they mean by balance?
Child, you ain't got balance, it's gonna be chaos. So let me see. What page are you on?
More specifically, look at The first page,
So,
actually, number 11 at the bottom on the right hand side. So that's the balance.
Nah, man, I ain't even at the crib, man.
You ain't got your book? It's okay.
No, I'm at the office.
no, hold on. I'm going back.
I can definitely go, speak on that, or at least get my own assumption.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I mean, it's I can't see the page or remember that to the T, so that's gonna play a part in us discussing that too. As far as the balance is concerned, what else is spoken about?
You
on
know
that
what
page?
page number you saw that on?
So
He said
they don't necessarily say what they actually do. I'm gonna just read it. It was on 11, but it says the Kamites, and forgive me for pronunciation. I mean, the Kamites, my ancestors believed that within the heavenly realm, the presence of the divine, is reflected in the balanced worship of NTR, the mother and father creator.
Yeah, so that's the NTR. They gave the definition in the beginning, or I guess what the acronym stands for, but in my own understanding, that is referencing like nature. So the balance that they're talking about is kind of like how, here's an example, how someone that is, and I don't want to use this to be facetious or nothing, but like someone that may believe in modern religion that says a supreme being made this, that, and the third. This is kind of, when they're speaking of balance, they're talking about how I won't say individual, one divine presence, right, has created all things. All may have separate meanings, but all must submit to the will of the creator. So you have bees do what they do. They have a lot to do with our transportation as far as walking, water, plants. You don't necessarily put a supreme being as the creator over these things, but the creator or divine presence has created all of these things and they may have different purposes, but all work to the will of the creator. And that right there, when you add, in addition to the second part of the statement, whereas you have man and woman, as far as procreation is concerned, that's the balance.
Right.
All things submit to the will of the creator, even under procreation. But you cannot have one without the other.
Yeah, and that was like kind of like why I really honed in on like reading this book or taking my time to kind of look into it, because we all, as it pertains to religion, you get the male creator.
Yeah.
Somebody sitting up, he's a man, and I'm like, but who we coming from?
The masculinity is expressed too much.
Yeah, we coming from a woman, so how can we just be like, it's just
exactly. It's egotistical too, if you ask me.
Hey, I'm here, but y'all are trying to kind of choppy. So I'm hearing like every other 4 words and exactly. So I really don't know what y'all talking about.
Dang.
But I know exactly what's said.
Dang. Okay.
I like what you just said right there, Josh.
Yeah, everything comes from a woman, so you can't not act like the woman.
Life comes from a woman.
Yeah. So you can't act like a woman is insignificant to a man. Like,
that's the divine balance, though. When you talk about that balance, there's a divine balance. That's the word. That book is going to have several words attached, but divinity can stand on its own, because when you understand it and know what it really means, that's why I was saying the balance isn't just man and woman. It's everything in nature. In nature's existence, everything has scientific balance, whether it's here on the planet or outside of it. Everything has a balance.
True. So we're going, next question is, what did the Kemetic people consider to be their medicine? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, I heard you. I was just waiting on her because she said she couldn't hear. I'm trying to give her a chance to speak too.
Got it. They said like fruits, berries, plants, pretty much earth.
For sure.
Earth base.
You hit it on the nail. So to piggyback off that, does today's society hold true to that, And if they do or don't, why or why not?
They don't hold truth to that because we eat meat. And then the different types of meat that we do eat that we're not supposed to eat.
It's tough for me because no, society doesn't. But I'm not going to say they didn't eat meat in those times either, because if we can't scientifically prove where animals came from, we know they were eating more than what nature was providing. Because even if you talk about thousands of years ago, there were less trees, less rivers, less everything, right? And now if you take into account the manipulation of everything in today's world, right? Food, which is what you're talking about, you know, engineered food, engineered animals. I'm not going to say they didn't. I'm sure they did eat meat. It was not the same meat we're eating. So the protein and the anomalies in between were, you know,
they ate more lamb.
I can't.
Yeah, well, would be there. But nature too, man. That's just, I mean, everything back in those times when they were talking about surviving and what they use as medicine, it was what was already around them. No manipulation needed. And society today, no, you can't harp on natural anything because that takes away from the pharmaceutical side.
Yeah.
True.
That's the truth behind it. Pharmaceuticals
So
running
true.
the business. Instead of us being like, let me go on this strict diet, the right diet, we'll be like, hey, let me get them pills, boss.
Right. It's easier though. You know, your brain don't. Most people can't fathom that type of stuff. Like, I ain't got to do nothing but fast. So even before you talk about a diet, because of fasting, if you want to look at it that way,
it is a diet.
Which is what they done as well.
So. Shoot.
But we as people just gave it a different name.
Yeah. Well, we do it a different way too. But you know, it's all. I mean, look. I mean, that's why I said to Josh, like I follow Dick Gregory a lot, and this is a man that fasted several times, 30 days, 45 days. I think he said like a year or something. I don't know, but the human body doesn't change. It doesn't matter if you're talking medicine or whatever. Everybody is made. I mean, not made the same way, but we all come with similar organs that operate the same way. So you know.
All right, so quick, I'm this one might end because it's a free session, so it might end. But I still got like a couple more questions. So if it ends, I'm gonna send y'all like the new link so we can finish it real quick. So it should be ending in like 2 minutes or so. So, but no, man, we're doing
okay.
Good. The next, so if it ends, the next question was actually, can somebody look up and read the 10 Commandments that we know in religion? The 10 Commandments, and then the next, it was what was the inspiration of the Kemetic people called? What inspired the 10 Commandments?
The 42 negative confessions?
Yeah.
Yeah. 42 laws of Ma'at. It's Ma'at.
They reference it as negative, but you know it's all the same. M-A-'-A-T, I believe it is. So, but you got to remember too, when you reference those 10 commandments, there was actually, as stated in the Bible, it was 400 and something else. Those 10 were the only 10 that were spoken. Yeah, you know, I'm into all that. So it's really 400 and something. It was actually originally 400 and something commandments. 436. I can't remember.
So why so many dropped?
You said what?
I said why did so many of them drop?
Well, the story goes that while those commandments were recorded, during the time the people were listening to Moses or whoever they proclaimed was speaking, the people were in a time where they were basically messed up. I don't want to curse, but messed up. So they didn't have the time to say, give us all. And basically, I'm paraphrasing, the 10 top priorities as far as the commandments are concerned. But anybody that follows religion or that religion that you're speaking about when you reference the commandments, if they know it, they'll tell you it's more than 10.
We won't even look up to 10 because wow.
Yeah, but that's just what my research and reading. I could, I've cross-referenced that, but I know for a fact there's more than 10.
So we only got. Excuse me.
Rona.
Hey.
All right, so we only got we got one more question, and it's still looking like it's letting me record. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there.
Yeah, come on
Okay.
in.
The last question it's actually for a woman. So Naja, you're gonna have to take the wheel on this one.
Yeah.
It's the womb. What is the womb? And what could be damages or signs of damages to a woman's womb?
I don't think I read that.
Uh-huh.
If I did, I must have been occupied with something else.
So,
But I'm just gonna throw something out here.
nope, no judgment.
Something damaging to the womb. Love.
I got one.
Go ahead, cause I got one. I just can't word it right now.
And I know that's perfect to lead it to her. You said the question was what's damaging, what is the womb and what's damaging? When
So
you asked what is
I got a definition of what the womb is. If you
go
want
ahead,
me
that's
to
what I'm
read.
gonna ask.
Okay, so the womb is the organ in the lower body of a woman or female mammal where offspring are conceived and in which the gestate before birth, the uterus.
I would say similar to I was gonna say the womb is what we would define as God. That's what the womb is. It's the creator and sustainer of life.
Okay.
Because you're not born in one day. But aside from that, the next thing was how can you said what's damaging to it?
Yeah.
Are you speaking like procedures and stuff we do today, or
it's just what could damage the womb? Like she said, love in the spiritual sense, love like you love.
Because I'm talking about like love thyself. If you can't love thyself, your womb is not right.
Oh, okay. So I think Josh took it kind of okay.
I mean, you can go spiritual. You can go.
Yeah, you can go spiritual because you said womb is like what God. I myself think it's more like space, galaxy, the unknown.
No, that's what I mean. I just use that. That's why I said that word. I'm talking the actual that's why I said the definition. I'm not talking the mythological. I'm talking if you look up what God means, it's a person that's in control, a specific control in a specific aspect of life. A woman controls any child that comes through this or that comes to this planet into existence. A woman controls that. A man plays a part in the creation, but a woman controls it. Whether you're talking about birth or you're talking about breastfeeding. But Josh, the other thing too, that what you asked about what could be damaging, I asked because the perspective depends. I would definitely say how birth is given. That damages the womb to an extent where she almost can't recover. And I'm talking about going to the hospital, laying on your back. Birth is naturally given.
Because you're not supposed to lay on your back.
Yes, a squatting position. But the Cometians knew that as well. So reading that book kind of doesn't shine a light on that. But yeah. You say what? What'd she say?
Say what you said again. I think her value might be missing.
Where you go?
I don't know. We hear.
There we go.
We hear you now.
Okay. I couldn't hear you. There you go.
Cool. What did you say last, Naja?
I'm listening. When I get
I was asking what you
done,
said.
I'll help you, okay? Thank you.
What was the last thing you said, Naja?
I didn't hear you, but you talking to me.
All right, running out of time. We removed the 40-minute time.
We were talking about the womb. Can't hear.
Yeah, we was talking about the womb, but I think you had said something, but you kind of
Maybe it's my Wi-Fi.
I think this is you got a golden nugget here, especially when it's aspects like this you're talking about, Josh. This is what they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you right there with me, man. I mean, I'm a little deep and probably deeper than this, and people probably thought because people know I read, but I'm in this way deeper than most people would imagine. But this is the way to go right here, man. Brings a different level of appreciation too.
So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm happy y'all came through. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually put it on YouTube so other people can see. Hopefully, we can get some more people talking about it. Cause
oh yeah,
do y'all mind if I put it on YouTube or?
I don't meet the peak.
Meet you. I don't, but you know my whole connection, so I'll be raggedy over here.
Nah, you good.
Hey, you gotta filter out the people though that be on that mess, man. You know, somebody gonna come over here to see it or want to get on. You know what I mean? You gotta learn how to filter through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's some people looking to come on here and call everybody crazy.
We ain't worried about it. We sharing the same ideas, and if they got a problem, Hey, man. But yeah, that's it for the book club meeting 1. Tomorrow I'm gonna summarize chapter 2, and we'll meet for chapter 2 as well. But
I'm gonna get my girl on this book too, man. This is, I pushed that stuff on her, but with her being a woman, black woman, I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, she already hit me up. She said she already read it, so tell her come on.
Man, please. She told you that, okay. You know I know, but yeah, no, we could definitely add her and stuff like that.
Man. It's in a house where there is a woman.
What's that?
I said I feel like everyone should read it, but being that everybody's not going to read it, I do feel like every woman should read it.
Yeah, especially if you're a black woman.
Daughter. At least you get it, then you won't have to deal with the BS later on.
Yeah. But
you guys, one thing before you go, I got a book for you to counter that one for the black man. You can't talk about it.
Maybe it's my wife. Huh?
Just send me whatever shoot, I'll go from there, bro. But we're gonna end this one before they cut us off negatively.
Can't hear.
We saying peace, love. We just ended it. It's
Huh.
All right.
See, it's that 5G. I'm telling you, that
man, get out of here. Get out of here. See. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.